Gary Bettman is past the sale by date, and he has been for a very long time now. So these are things that have happened under Gary Bettman. This is far from everything, but this is just stuff I kind of thought of a couple of hours ago. Under his watch, we have player safety that has been incredibly inconsistent. We talked about the Ian Cole knee on Mark Scheifele last episode. There is the constant debate of the initial point of contact that we've seen, especially right now. We can look at the Nathan McKinnon and Jujhar Khaira incidents, both hit by Jacob Trouba. That an old fan might say to you, you keep your head up, but McKinnon left the game and Jujhar Khaira was hospitalized. Luckily, apparently he's okay, but we don't know when he's going to come back. Months after one of his teams of the league, one of the teams in the league that he runs were exposed for covering up a sexual assault. He said to the media a few days ago, quote, "I don't know why anybody thought I was going anywhere." Okay, and let's all remember his press conference with Bill Daly afterwards and sort of how unprofessional I was, okay? But you can just keep being so smug, Gary. Next. Oh, sorry, I forgot this. But hey, how about this? How about we make a mandatory 90-minute sexual assault sort of help with Sheldon Kennedy program? Which means they didn't have a mandatory sexual or domestic any sort of policy before this, and they continue to not have one. There was no mandatory training until now. Until a skeleton from 10 years ago came out of the Chicago's closet. But hey, we can laugh. I don't know why anyone thought I was going to go anywhere. EA Sports has done more to bring the NHL and the women's game together by adding a World Championships game mode. Oh, but hey, we're going to bring the women to an All-Star game one time where most of the NHLers are hungover because they don't care about the event. Okay. His failure to bring the Hockey Diversity Alliance into the fold of the league. And off a branch, what's happening with Akeem Alou? Just a few things that I've been thinking about the last couple of days with Gary. And to top it all off, the Arizona Coyotes. Here we are. They aren't going anywhere, says Gary Bettman, as we know. The Coyotes, who have just quoted human error as the reason they did not pay more than $1 million in taxes to the city of Glendale. By the way, the Coyotes still owe apparently over $2 million for different stuff like logos and different types of stuff. I'll get it all up in a second from Craig Morgan. They still over $2 million. Okay, so probably if you round everything up, there's about $4 million in debt the Coyotes would have had. Remember when they were late paying players per diems a couple years ago as well. Okay. Gary Bettman goes out and says that the city of Glendale have an agenda, and he assured reporters that the Coyotes aren't going anywhere. The same organization that does not have an arena to play in next season. The same organization that Glendale welcomed with open arms because they couldn't play in Phoenix. Get a grip, commissioner or board of governors. He has to go. It is embarrassing that this league, that a team that's only worth $400 million, the Rangers are $2 billion, and the commissioner acts like this. There are so many words that I'm not going to say, because who knows, one day I apply for a job and people listen to this and I can't say anything. That and voice said, thank you for always being a great platform for the show. But Gary Bettman really needs to give his head a shake and realize the state the game of hockey is in, and the Arizona Coyotes, guys. The Arizona Coyotes. I'm done.
Wow. Okay. No, you said a lot, and I agree with pretty much everything you said. I just add on. We said a few weeks ago with the Canucks and with the Canadians as well that you're keeping a guy in a job who is time and time again screwing you, right? Mark Bergevin, Jim Benning. I made the argument on the show, and plenty of other people made the argument as well, that I feel bad. I don't feel bad. I don't feel bad at all. At what point are we going to start pointing fingers at the people above Jim Benning, Mark Bergevin, and now Gary Bettman? Can we now finally start pointing fingers at the Board of Governors? Because I think I don't see how any of this looks good on the league. I mean, with Arizona, if we want to get into that now, I think the idea that Glendale has an agenda is ridiculous. I'm sure they do. I'm sure they have an agenda, and it's getting this team out of the city because they're done with the shenanigans. Like, I would be royally pissed if a team did this. Like, public money. Oh man, that pissed me off. And they're talking about building this new complex. I beg the city of Tempe. I think that's where they're building it, right? They want to build a new whatever arena in Tempe.
Yeah, that's where
I beg the city council to not let a single cent of public money be used for that. And I don't even live in Arizona. I beg for them not to use that.
Apparently, when the story about the $1.3 million in taxes was coming out, the Coyotes ownership group actually was on the way back from meeting with the people in Tempe. I don't care. Shouldn't have a hockey team. I'm sorry to Arizona fans, but yeah. So I don't know how they look at it. It's not even just like it's taxes. It's taxes. What are you thinking? You know who doesn't mess with the IRS, guys? You ever seen this clip? The Joker pays his taxes, guys. The Joker does. Look up, even the Joker isn't afraid of the IRS on YouTube. It's a real clip and it's hilarious. It's from the Batman animated series.
There's also from The Simpsons where Homer doesn't pay his taxes to the IRS, and then in exchange for him not paying, he has to become a mole for them to get the $1 trillion away from Mr. Burns.
Is there a more loyal fan base than that of the Coyotes? Like, how do you have to live through that? Like, being a hockey fan is rough. How do you, take it as a Coyotes fan when, every other league, every other fan base, especially here in Canada, are calling for you to lose your team because it's been such a joke and the way it's ran for years? They're still rebuilding, by the way. Everyone's kind of the Coyotes have been bad for a decade. What about the Coyotes?
I feel so bad for their fans.
Me too.
I cannot emphasize that enough, how bad I feel for that fan base. And again, this is on the board. The reason this organization is actually in the dumpster, not the fans, the organization above what's his name? Who's the general manager? Bill Armstrong. Everyone above him. Because I think what Bill Armstrong has done the last X amount of months has actually put them in a better position to properly rebuild. Everyone above Bill Armstrong, from Gary Bettman to the owners to whoever, they are screwing this franchise because they refuse to put an owner who's going to do something well for this organization. This is how many owners have gone in there and tried to fix this mess. The league couldn't even fix this mess. It's an embarrassment. It's an embarrassment. And everyone there should be absolutely embarrassed because they couldn't fix this team and they refuse to do anything about it.
Where are you playing next year? The thing is, that ownership group, because of the whole Arizona betting stuff, they're going to want to stay there. And Gary Bettman's philosophy is we're going to be in a state or city or as long as we can, as long as someone is willing to buy it. It just hurts seeing a market and a team just be so being a laughing stock. I don't want to laugh at the Arizona Coyotes, but did you guys see? Apparently, I haven't found the audio for this, but I thought it was really funny that Friedman joked, "I wish." He said afterwards that he's not having any marital problems and it was a joke. But he said, "I wish that my wife was as faithful to me as Bettman is to the Coyotes." You just kind of think, "Oh, bad take, man.
Elliot, bad take."
That, and then the replies to that were great. It was and L.A. Friedman has been sent down to the couch and fined for divorce.
Oh man, there
it
was one
brutal.
where it's like I think like Elliot Freeman, along with future consideration, has been traded to the local motel.
I just want to figure it out, Arizona. Just at this point, just let's put old Lassie or old Yeller out of her misery. Is that what it is? Old Yeller, and they take it back behind the shed. And
I'm sure there are loyal fans. Like there is a certain fan base to them, but I think like from our perspective, then when we mention the teams that we love and we say, oh, the hardship that we have gone through, most of the time, they're hockey related, right?
Right.
Like the on ice production. It's not literally my team. The Leafs forgot to pay taxes.
you just
When one of our teams screws up, it's not on the verge of them losing the team. It's literally, they lost a game. They blew another playoff series. They couldn't win game 7 again. It's not, oh no, my team didn't pay taxes. Oh no, this team might not even be in my state next year. Like, how ridiculous is this?
you forgot to pay 7 figures due to human error. How do you expect us to believe that?
I don't know if you've heard this rumor going around about how it's a negotiation tactic because they have no leverage. This team has no leverage. If the audacity for them to think that they have an ounce of leverage is ridiculous.
How much money do the Coyotes make that arena? If you're the city of Glendale, like, oh great, I'm gonna lose the Coyotes. Imagine if you're them right now. It's like, let's just say that you're a random worker and you're thinking, let's just like someone who's completely out of the know about hockey, and they think, do you know what? Let's go look at the Arizona Coyotes and see why we would want to have them back. And they're just like, I obviously know, we all know what the standings are, but let's just, somebody's like, I wonder how the Coyotes are doing. They go to overall on the league and they see they're in last place by 3 points. See, there's not even a draw of like, hey, come see, look at this. Oh, we love Phil Kessel. He's probably going to get traded. Louis Eriksson will probably be a free agent, maybe retire at the end of the year. Oh, Clayton Keller, woo! Yeah. Chikrin, he's having an awful year. Oh, what a shame. There's nothing to sell there.
Who was the it wasn't Katie Strang, but like she wrote the feature about what was going on with like the budget in the Coyotes.
Yeah.
Yes, it was her. Yes. I just want to get like a timeline that we could create about the time when John Chaika was viewed as like the new hope to what we have right now and like what has gone on.
That was I remember. Well, I remember it was like right after we finished recording the stuff about like the combine testing results they got. I remember how much noise there was around that.
Barrett Hayden has cost them more than we thought.
Yeah, Barrett Hayden, and he wasn't. Remember there were rumors that he wanted a trade, and his agent was like, "Yeah, that's not happening at all." And I'm like, I don't know about that. I don't know how many people want to stay around there. I'm sure they always say Arizona is a great place to live, but players want to win and have imagine if you don't know where you're going to be living next year and you're a free agent or something. And it's like, why do I want to be around this when I don't know? I need to know, sir, by a certain time when my kid's going to go to this school. Is that all this kind of stuff, right? It's just so embarrassing. It's such a bad look for the league.
It's frustrating to me because, they just expanded 2 teams, right? In the last 5 years, Vegas and Seattle. And now people are talking about Houston and people are talking about Quebec City. And now Gary Bettman's going to go speak to someone in Quebec. The worst franchise is barely staying afloat. How on earth are you talking about expanding? You shouldn't. I don't think they should be expanding ever again until they get their stuff sorted out because it's not doing anything. Great. You expanded to Vegas and it worked.
Doesn't work if not for Marc-Andre Fleury, by the way.
Yeah.